So if you're looking to move to New Jersey from out of state and you don't know where to start, then stay tuned because this is going to be your complete relocation guide on how to move to New Jersey.
And most importantly, if you're a procrastinator there and you only have 2 months out, this is definitely going to be for you because we're literally going to break down what you need to know starting from the 2 months before moving here and literally knowing exactly what you need to do even when you come here. So make sure you don't miss it.
So we're going to break this down into phases, and phase 1 would be the research phase. This is where you're going to start contacting companies, getting yourself some quotes to see how much it's going to cost. And you want to do this ahead of time just because it might take time for these companies to issue you those quotes or to even get back in contact with you. And then during this phase, you also want to ask yourself very important questions.
Like, for example, do you need to sell your home to buy another one in another state? This is like the first thing you need to know, because depending on your finances and depending on if you can even qualify for a home without selling yours is going to really determine if you need to put your home on the market before you move out, or you're able to even move to other state and then sell your home. All going to depend on your situation. So that's literally the number one question you need to ask yourself.
Right.
Number two question is going to be what lender you're going to be working with.
Right. Even if you don't have to sell a home, you still have to kind of see what lender you're going to be working with. We recommend that you use a lender in the state that you're moving to. So if you're moving to New Jersey, you would definitely get in contact with a lender that is an expert here in New Jersey.
We have our own lenders and one of the best teams here, so you can definitely reach out to us and we can put you in contact with them. But besides that, you just need to know, you need to have somebody you trust that understand the market and pretty much is going to know how to handle a situation from out of state and moving here, especially if you need to sell your home in the previous one.
So the reason the pre-qualification process is super important and probably the first thing you should do is because you want to make sure that when you do come here, you're set up for success and that you are qualified before you even start shopping in any other state.
You don't want to start the moving process and then something comes up that you weren't expecting before and then the whole thing gets pushed back. That's probably one of the worst things, one of the biggest mistakes you can make. So make sure you're pre-qualified and especially with somebody you trust.
Hence, somebody that you trust, because a lot of lenders could blow it.
And it's kind of talking about that, there's kind of a few different lenders there are. So there's those big banks lenders like the Wells Fargo and Bank of America. Those are good, you know, and it really depends on what you're looking for. But the thing with those big banks is that there's a huge channel of a lot of people and there's not a lot of communication between the local teams. So you might be moving to New Jersey, but the bank might be doing the process in Ohio, and it might take too long time. Other banks are like online banks that we're seeing a lot of Rocket Mortgage, things like that, which might give you the best rate in quotation marks. But there's a lot of hidden things within the mortgage, within the lender that might not be telling you, and it's just not that key factor we were talking about, that trust factor. And it's like a lot of times they tell you something, they might switch it up a little bit throughout the process.
From experience.
Yeah, from experience, and we've seen it all, and it's very not recommended. It's obviously works, so a lot of people do it, but what we recommend is just using somebody that's from the area, especially even more specific, literally the county you're moving into, because they're really gonna understand, they're gonna know everybody that they're working with, and it's not gonna be a chain process that might take weeks just to get some updates from the other end.
Right, and this is very important, especially when you're coming to a competitive market like New Jersey, is to work with the right lender because they know the market as well. You know, an online banker, you might get a couple of people a couple of times. So that's going to be the issue. When you work with someone that is a local lender, for example, our lender, we only work with our lender because, you know, we know that they're going to provide the service for our clients that they need and do everything possible to close. That might not be the same type of situation when you're, you know, working with a big bank. You're kind of just a number. You know, they have a lot of loans. You know, they're they pick on a lot of things when it comes to the loan. If we can recommend, I would recommend to, you know, speak to a local lender.
And something I want to highlight before we kind of go to the next point is that the mortgage is the most important part of anything, especially buying a property. Because if you can't get the mortgage, you can't move here and you can't buy the house. And if you are someone looking to relocate to New Jersey, don't forget that we're your relocation experts here. I'm Luca, your relocation team here. And we're dropping videos every Monday and Friday, so make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified every single time we upload a video. And if you are looking to make that move anytime soon or even in the future, make sure to give us a call. Our number's gonna be coming up any second now with our email. So either call, text, or email us. We'd love to answer you guys, and we're literally the ones answering everything coming our way, and we'd love to help you guys out.
So the second step in this phase is definitely gonna be know what neighborhood you want to live in. So if you have no idea where you want to live in, you have landed on the right channel, because we have tons of videos about different cities, different towns that are available that may suit your lifestyle. So I would definitely recommend check those out. And the reason it's important to know the neighborhood you're going to be living in, so that when you do come down, you have an idea already, so that you don't get overwhelmed looking at all these towns and cities. It's gonna drive you nuts. So if you manage to narrow it down beforehand, it's gonna make everything a lot smoother.
And something I kind of give as tips if people are relocating here, try to find areas maybe with friends, families, and the most important one is gonna be work. A lot of people are moving here work purposes. Maybe you're coming from the city and you still want to be in kind of close proximity to there, but kind of get the affordability, get the suburban feel. Kind of start in that angle so you can get exactly to know an area. It doesn't have to be a specific town or city, but just have a kind of an area, maybe a distance from work that you want. So you can kind of narrow it down, and kind of then later on in the phases, start pinpointing exactly where you want to be living in.
So once you've narrowed down the areas, you can start looking at school districts, which is going to be a number one for a lot of people. You could find things to do, shopping centers in the area, surrounding amenities.
Right.
Of course, we want to find you somewhere that fits your lifestyle. So once you narrow down the area, we can start zoning in on those qualities.
And it's really going to depend on the kind of person you are. Like Laura said, if you have kids, school is going to be number one. If you don't have kids, maybe nightlife might be number one, or it might just be simply just having the super easy commute to the city. So that's going to come into step 3 of this phase, understanding your lifestyle, and then before that, understanding the area. So you're kind of seeing that little by little you start narrowing down and specifically finding those actual pinpoint areas that you're going to love living in.
And the next thing you want to do is definitely assess your finances. So you want to plan for your move. You want to budget yourself. You want to get the quotes, how much it's going to be to move. And also you do want to consider the cost of living of moving to New Jersey. Depending on where you're moving, it might be drastic in either way.
Right.
If you're moving from New York, you might be very happy, but if you're moving from somewhere else that the cost of living is a lot cheaper, you might be very surprised, especially when it comes to the taxes, because New Jersey has one of the highest taxes in the country.
New Jersey has the highest property taxes in the country.
the highest
one. So that's
in the country.
That's definitely a negative in our state. But that's definitely a huge thing. You need to consider the income tax, property tax, sales tax. All these things are going to be a huge.
Cost of living in general.
Exactly. So you definitely need to know those things. And I feel like a lot of people coming from the city have kind of a different perspective from people coming from other states, because for a lot of New Yorkers, New Jersey is much more affordable, but it's all going to really depend on your situation.
Okay, so at this point, we've gotten our quotes, we've talked to a lender, we've asked ourselves the important questions, we've narrowed down the neighborhoods that complement our lifestyle. The next thing you want to do is, of course, plan for a visit to come down here to New Jersey.
And literally plan a visit just to see the areas, just to drive around. If you have friends here, obviously go see them and they can kind of show you a little area. Or if you want to come down here and contact us, we're always here happy to show you guys around and literally show you exactly what areas might fit your lifestyle. But that's super important, because you don't want to come here for the first time when you're moving and expect something else and see something completely different, especially if you're buying a property here. I always suggest everybody to come in the winter time so you can see how the winter is here, how much snow you get, how cold it gets. Depending on what state you're coming, that might be a huge shock for you. So definitely plan a move, definitely see where you're going to be living in before you even make that huge move to come here.
Right, I would definitely recommend that. Come down here. Maybe you have narrowed down a couple of neighborhoods, and maybe you just don't really fit in with those neighborhoods, and you have the time to kind of check out something that maybe was on your list. and you like better, definitely go out, act like a local, go to the restaurants, go to the downtowns, do things that the locals would do and see how your lifestyle would fit in that area.
And again, guys, don't forget our information is going to be below. Whatever you guys need, make sure to give us a call. But the next step is going to be getting an employment letter from your new job. That's going to help a ton for the lender to help you get pre-approved, because he's going to need a form of proof that you're getting a new job. He's going to need an approval letter, a starting letter from your employer, something saying how much you're going to make. And that's gonna make your life and the lender's life a lot easier. Also, make sure that you check in with your employment. They might help you move out here. They might help you have packages, deals that might help you with the moving costs. So those are all things that you need to kind of advise your employer. They could definitely help you out, but especially getting that letter.
Right, and this is where the quotes come into play, because it's very important. See, because you did the quotes ahead of time, now you can give those quotes to your employer if they have packages for people relocating. And if you are renting, just know that you're going to have to give your landlord 30 to maybe 60-day notice that you are moving. And the earlier you do this, the better, just because it gives you ample time to, make any repairs you need to do for the unit that will secure your security deposit that you're probably going to need for those moving costs.
And if you are selling, there are options for you to have kind of, for example, a lease back that you can stay in the property after it closes and then give you enough times to move out here. So you have a lot of different strategies, different angles. So, definitely reach out to us. You can touch more about that. Okay, now we're going to the planning phase. You're about 6 weeks out, a month and a half out, and you're pretty much at this point, either you're going to have a property under contract in New Jersey, or you probably visited a few times so you kind of know exactly what you're going to be moving into. But this is the phase that kind of starts wrapping things all together. So at this point, you probably already have a kind of a closing time frame that you're going to know either you're going to close on the house in New Jersey, or you're going to close on the house in whatever state you're coming from. If you do need help kind of selling that property there, make sure to reach out to us. We have a lot of people in different states, different realtors that help you guys out. But at this point, you already have a designated time you're gonna come here. Keep in mind, if you're buying a new construction out here, time frame can change. A lot of new constructions might say you're gonna be closing in 2 months, but might get pushed 3 to 4, 5, 6 months, depending on permits, depending on any issues. So that's going to be a huge kind of thing if you are buying a new construction. And at this point, you should already have all your quotes ready, all your budgets ready and set. You're going to either start determining if you're going to drive here or you're going to drive a U-Haul, how you're going to get your car transported here if you're not driving. Make sure to get warranty on your items when you're having somebody move your things here. All things that already should be getting checked off that checklist. Because at this point, you're kind of getting into almost that 1 month out, and that point things start getting a little bit crazy.
Right, everything should be reserved at this point, because sometimes these moving companies, they don't really have availability. It could be maybe 60 to 90 days out. So you definitely want to make sure that you have all those things in place. Maybe a storage, maybe you're not moving. If you have a new construction and it's taking quite a while, you want to have somewhere to put your stuff, maybe a lease back. You want to be prepared for whatever can happen. So now we're in the prep phase. This is going to be 4 weeks out, and this is where you want to kind of start decluttering everything. Or you don't want to move all of the stuff in your house to a different state to then start throwing everything out. You want to do that beforehand, because it's definitely going to be more cost efficient. And if you sell some of the stuff, it's definitely going to help with those moving costs.
And I tell something to everybody is that you don't know how many things you have until you start looking, because part of your basement, part of your storage room, there's a bunch of things you didn't even know you have. So make sure you start throwing a lot of those things out.
Yeah, definitely. You might want to sell some of those items, donate them, or maybe you're just buying brand new furniture. But if you're not, you definitely might want to take care of that ahead of time, because it will be a headache. And after you do that, I know some of us definitely have some memberships that we might want to take care of before we move to a different state so they don't charge us. Or maybe we want to check if those memberships can transfer to the new state, especially if you're going to gyms or things like that. But if it's local, you might want to take care of those.
And at this point, being 1 month out, your property that you're selling should be on the market already, and the one you're buying in New Jersey should be under contract already as well. So at this point, everything's kind of moving down the line the correct way, and you should start parking your things, making sure all your things are already packed maybe a month out, maybe a few weeks out, because you don't want to wait last minute and do everything at the last possible day. Okay, now we're in the administrative phase and the cleanup phase. That's going to be around 2 to 1 week out. At this point, you should already have exactly where you're going to be moving into in the new state. You should already have either a temporary housing or a temporary storage unit already ready to have all your items sent to there. You should also have the utility companies kind of already preset, getting all the things ready on the new house, because you don't want to move in and have no gas or electricity. Start forwarding your mail to a new property. Start hiring a cleaning company to start cleaning your house, and maybe get ready for the new house to get cleaned as well. Kind of start wrapping everything that you need, and when it comes to administrating and kind of getting your house and the new house ready for you to move in.
Right, and if you are buying new furniture, you might want to set, the delivery times then, so that when you do go to your new house, maybe they can deliver it the next day that you're a brand new homeowner.
You don't want to be in a house that's empty with no furniture, no bed, and just you waiting there for weeks sometimes to get new furniture. I think that's one of the most important points and the most important topics that a lot of people kind of look past when they're making all the crazy moves to a new state.
And then that's it. The final step is when you're signing your paperwork and now you are traveling to your new state. I would recommend that when you get here and you're in your new house, of course, we tell this to all of our clients, change the locks immediately from your new home.
All the locks from the outside doors, you never know. A lot of people, kind of look past this, but it's cheap, it's quick, change it and kind of be safe about it.
Right, and then I know you need your utilities, at least 1 month of utilities to go to the DMV to change your license.
Right.
So just know that in the state of New Jersey, they give you up to 90 days to do that. So you'll definitely have ample time to do that if you get your utilities. Hopefully on time.
No, yeah, you definitely should. You definitely should, and you start changing your license, your registration, get those last things sorted up, and at this point, you're gonna be here, ready to go in your new house, hopefully. And we kind of made it sound simple and kind of in a step timeline format. But when you're moving, everything sometimes goes wrong. You get a lot of obstacles in the way, and that's why it's very important to have somebody already here, boots on ground, talking to you, showing you exactly what location you need to be in. What we do for a lot of our out-of-state clients, we kind of get on Zoom calls a lot. We get on FaceTime calls, show them the property, show them the areas. And that's very, very important, especially if you know nothing about New Jersey. So that's going to get us to letting you know we are licensed real estate like we've been saying before, but you don't get how important it is for people relocating here, having a realtor in the areas they need. So if you are looking to make that move here, hopefully this video kind of give you a prep to actually move to New Jersey, and hopefully you guys will reach out to us. Your number's going to be coming up any second now. We'd love to help you guys out in the big move here, and if you guys aren't ready yet or you're months away, make sure to keep watching our videos. We're dropping one every Monday and Friday. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment, tell us what you think in the video, tell us if you're missing anything when it comes to moving here or any experiences you had, and we'll see you guys next time.